Throughout time, there have been men to whom justice has been more important than life itself. From these ranks come 4 men, prepared to fight valiantly on the side of justice wherever the need may be. Joined together in this cause, they are the 4 Just Men.
I'm sorry, sir. I didn't know you were here.
As always, Jock, you're quite right. I'm not. I'm playing golf.
Don't worry. We've no appointments for this morning. A call came through from Mr. Collier in Paris, though. I put it on tape.
Now, let's hear it.
Good morning, Manfred.
Morning, Tim.
I'm afraid I have some bad news. It just came in over the wire. I quote, "The body of an American, Mr. Austin Smith, was recovered from the sea near the village of St. Paul today. He had been in St. Paul on vacation and was in the habit of swimming on his own." Unquote. He was drowned 4 days ago, but St. Paul is so isolated the story didn't hit the wires till today. I checked with the police at Toulon. They reckon it was a routine drowning. He had some kind of a seizure, and they've closed the case. I hope this doesn't hit you too hard, Manfred. I know Smith was a pretty good friend of yours.
Anything of interest for the 4 Just Men, sir?
I think there may be, Jock. I knew Smith during the war. He was quite a figure in the OSS. The last time we met, he was rounding up Nazi war criminals. It's hard to believe that he's been drowned. Do you know where this place St. Paul is?
It's a wee fishing village on the Mediterranean. I went there just after the war. It's near Toulon.
What's it like?
Oh, it's not like anything, really. Small, miles from anywhere, practically no road to it at all.
How do I get there?
Fly to Nice, train to Toulon. After that.
Book me through to Toulon by the earliest possible connection.
But, sir, I don't understand why you want to go. The Toulon police found nothing unusual.
Your confidence in the Toulon police is admirable, Jock. Get me those tickets. What did you mean, after Toulon? There must be some form of transport into St. Paul.
Oh, there is.
Is this St. Paul?
That's right, monsieur.
Oh, thank heavens. Neither your road nor my bicycle was built for comfort.
Keeps away the tourists.
Yes, I can imagine that.
You're not a tourist, monsieur.
No, I'm many things, but not that. Don't let me stop you playing.
There's plenty of time, monsieur, since this happened.
The war?
The resistance, monsieur. Our job here was to get the escaped prisoners out. We took them in the fishing boats at night. Oh, it was really quite safe. We are off the beaten track here.
Yes, that had occurred to me.
Well, nobody bothered us for a year. Then one night, we went out and found the Nazi patrol boat waiting for us. Just like that. Someone had tipped them off, you see. A lot of the boys lost their lives. I was lucky. I only lost my sight.
Yeah.
Ah, you are about to meet Monsieur Cabane, our mayor. I surprise you, no? I can tell the footsteps of everyone in the village just as surely as if I could see.
Good afternoon, Monsieur Cabin.
So, Albert has announced me. It is one of his favorite tricks. I am the mayor of Saint Paul, monsieur.
As your fame has preceded you.
We have so few visitors here that when one does arrive, it is almost impossible to prevent Albert from telling all his experiences. I apologize officially.
Please, my name is Manfred.
Enchanted. Are you taking a holiday here in Saint Paul, monsieur?
Not exactly.
Then business, perhaps, although I can hardly imagine.
Not exactly business.
Then what?
A friend of mine was drowned here last week.
Ah, you're a friend of Monsieur Smith. What a tragedy that was.
You have my deepest sympathy, monsieur. You are very welcome to Saint Paul. You have come so far to say farewell to a dear friend.
You haven't got it quite right, you know. I came here to find out who killed him.
Killed him?
But you are making a mistake, monsieur. He was drowned while swimming. At least that is what the police tell us. Ah, that is good advice. Let us take it, and then you can explain to me what has given you such an extraordinary idea.
What does he want?
How should I know? Nothing, perhaps.
Nobody would come to St. Paul for nothing.
He's come to nose around.
It disturbs the peace.
What peace?
Here in St. Paul.
Peace in St. Paul? Peace to do what? To sit in a cafe and look at a man across the table and think, are you a murderer, my friend?
The war was over 15 years ago. Time doesn't stop still, not even in St. Paul.
In other villages, they laugh and talk as they sit in the cafe drinking their wine. But not here. Here it's like a funeral party. Night after night, a silent wake. Why? Because you don't laugh and talk with traitors. And any one of us here may be the one who sold his friends for a Nazi bribe.
Where was he found?
On the rocks, half a kilometre east of the harbor. There's a big flat rock there, and he's in the habit of sunning himself for 2 or 3 hours before taking a swim.
How do you know?
Oh, he was seen doing so, monsieur.
The sunning himself.
Mm-hmm.
And swimming.
Possibly. We didn't spy on him.
No. Were there any marks on him?
Oh, mon Dieu. Do you think the sea can push a man about among the rocks for half a day without leaving any marks on him? Of course he was knocked about a bit. Does that make one of us a murderer?
It might. I don't know.
But why? Why? Your friend was very agreeable. Why should there be anybody here in St. Paul who would like to get him out of the way?
It is a puzzle, isn't it?
Look, my friend. It's easy enough to come into St. Paul and stir up trouble. It might not be as easy to get out again in one piece.
César, assez, tais-toi.
What does he want then? The police have been here. What are all these questions about?
Monsieur Manfred merely suggests
That one of us killed his friend, right? Then who does he think it was? Me, you, Jean, Edmond, Albert over there? What does he think we are? Savages?
I never suggested...
As for you, monsieur, finish your drink and... Allez!
César is upset.
Visibly.
You know, we're a touchy lot here in St. Paul. So cut off. Too much among ourselves. Don't speak to anybody about this while you're still here. Save yourself a little unpleasantness, huh?
Yes, it might do no harm.
Good.
To have a little unpleasantness, I mean. Good evening, Father.
Monsieur Manfred, I've heard about your business here.
Oh, quite a grapevine.
You know, the people here are wonderful. Hearts like lions. Courage. Oh, you should have seen them during the occupation. They were superb. But you know, in some ways, they're like little children. They strike out like little children. Afterwards, of course, they're sorry, but...
But in the meanwhile, somebody's lost a tooth.
Exactly so.
I'll remember that, Father. Perhaps you could help me.
But of course.
Can you tell me the exact spot where Austin Smith's body was found?
No, monsieur, I cannot.
No?
You see, I've a of a very large parish here. For most of that day, I was at Violet, that's 15 kilometers from here, giving consolation to a dying man.
Yes, but when you came back...
When I came back, the exact position was no longer important.
I see.
Monsieur Manfred, I hope you don't plan to stay here very long. Because I think it would be better if you finished your business quickly and went from St. Paul in peace.
It depends, Father, what you mean by peace.
What are you staring at, monsieur?
There's a lovely crayfish down there. Look. Go on, you'll get it easily.
No.
Why not?
They found Austin here.
Austin? Austin Smith. You knew him well. But he was only here for a week.
Yes. But there was the first time he came. It was during the war. I was only 8. He stayed in my mother's house. He was very kind to me.
Why was he here?
His plane had been shot down and the resistance were trying to get him out of France. But something went wrong that night. The fishing boats were intercepted and Austin was captured by the Nazis. It was a terrible night.
Was that the night when Albert lost his sight? And Austin?
We never saw him again.
Until 10 days ago. Why did he come back?
He made me promise to tell no one.
He was my friend too, you know.
You see, he thought someone in St. Paul had betrayed them that night. It cost the lives of people that were trying to help him. It cost him 3 years in a prison camp. He was trying to find out who it was.
I think he did. I think that's why he was murdered, to keep him quiet.
You mean there's someone in St. Paul who... I can't believe it.
Can't you?
You're quite right. St. Paul has a worm in its heart. Who was it?
If I knew, I wouldn't tell you. You're much too young to die. I'm going back to the village. Stay here for a little. It's better that we're not seen together. You say he was kind to you?
Very, monsieur.
You've repaid it today. Father.
Oh.
You didn't tell me that Austin Smith had been here before.
César.
We don't speak very much about that time. It was not very pleasant for us here in St. Paul.
It was not very pleasant for half the world.
My son, sit down. You know, sometimes it's very difficult to see beyond one's own doorstep. So many of our young men had been shot. Look, you see those 3 women? 2 lost their husbands, 1 a son. And only the week before that, Monsieur Caban, the mayor, had heard that his brother had been arrested by the Nazis in Paris. Now, can you blame us for not wishing to remember those days?
Why did they arrest Monsieur Caban's brother?
Because, like the rest of us, he was in the resistance.
And what happened to him?
They shot him.
Oh, Monsieur Caban went to Paris. The Nazis had a complete dossier on his brother. When he came back, Caban was like a ghost. He loved his brother.
Wasn't there another reason why it was unpleasant here at that time?
What do you mean?
Hadn't somebody tipped off the Nazis that St. Paul was an escape route?
You are suggesting that one of us?
Why not? In an occupied country, there are always reasons for somebody to turn traitor.
What are you saying?
Where can I make a call to Paris?
In the cafe?
Thank you, Father. I'd like to use the telephone.
Inside.
Thank you. I want to make a call to Paris. Personal. Tim Collier.
Time we had a talk with him. There's no hurry. It will be dark soon. Sit down. Sit down.
Well, get me all the information you can and ring me back here as soon as possible. You got the number? Right, thanks, Tim.
Monsieur Manfred.
Yes?
You are making yourself unpopular in St. Paul, monsieur.
Oh, that's too bad. I was just beginning to appreciate the atmosphere.
These people are hot-headed. You are pig-headed. It's a bad combination, monsieur.
You're prejudiced.
It's of no importance to me whether you get your head pushed in or not. But I've my job to do and a pension to think of. You understand?
What do you suggest?
You can leave here before dusk. Until then, I can guarantee your safety. After that, it will be difficult.
Unfortunately, I have to wait for a telephone call. I'm sorry. Particularly about your pension. Go away. It's not safe here.
Everyone knows you think someone in St. Paul betrayed these men to the Nazis.
Good.
It's not good. They hate you.
They know I'm right. They won't touch me.
How about whoever it was?
Well, that's different.
You must go before it's too late.
It's too late already. Listen, Janine, you could be of great help.
Where's the stranger? Hey, you! Le téléphone!
Start counting. Hello?
Ben, you handed me a tough one this time. I've been running around all afternoon.
Look, Tim. Hold it a moment. Tim, have you got that information?
What's the matter? Why are you screaming like this?
It's a mouse. It fell from the tree.
Is that something to scream about?
It depends.
Depends on what?
On exactly where it fell, Monsieur le Curé.
Do you think you can come here and make trouble and get away with a whole skin?
Somebody made a lot of trouble for Austin Smith.
You've been told already. He was drowned while swimming. The police have been here from Toulon. They know. They were satisfied.
They were wrong.
How do you know?
Did any of you see him swimming? You didn't, did you? Would you like to know why? Because he couldn't swim. He was afraid of the water. I was around the last time he tried it, and I had to pull him out. I saved his life for someone to destroy here in Saint Paul.
Why should any of us want to kill him?
Because he discovered who betrayed you to the Nazis that night.
Where do you go?
Along the shore. To smoke a pipe and consider the facts.
Louis.
Why did you follow me?
I listened to your story down in the village. Why should anyone in Saint Paul have betrayed his friends?
Blackmail. The Nazis were good at it. Give us information or someone near to you will die. I wonder what decision I would have made had I been in your shoes, Caban. If the Nazis had threatened to kill my brother.
You, too, would have had no alternative.
Your brother was not shot. He's still alive in Paris. Austin Smith found this out, too, and so you killed him. I pity you, Caban. To save your brother, you betrayed your country and your friends. I can't condemn or condone what you did 15 years ago. But last week's killing of Austin Smith was cold-blooded murder. And for that, there can be no mercy.
No one else knows about this but you. And no one ever will.
Pardon, Monsieur le Maire.
You arrived at the right moment.
I have been here for some time, Monsieur. I kept out of sight to make notes. Everything has to be done properly, you understand?
Thinking of the pension, hmm?
Exactly, Monsieur.
Saint Paul has had a surgical operation, monsieur. The poison has been released. The patient begins to recover. Unfortunately to the surgeon, we can offer no fee. Only our gratitude.
Thank you. Well, there's one other thing you might like to remember. A good surgeon knows when to keep his mouth shut.
Thank you, monsieur.
Thank you, monsieur.
Wait, Monsieur Manfred! Monsieur Manfred! For you.
Oh.
The best wine made in Saint Paul.
Strictly against the law, but superb.
It will give you strength on the road.
I'm sure it will, and thank you all very much.
Pardon.